So I'm declaring it. I'm done. I am done, done, done. Done fighting my striving, my doing, my Enneagram Type 3 self, my fears and my doubts. I'm done fighting them in the way that I have been fighting them, in frustration and fighting against who I am, rather than this space of knowing. Okay, let's talk God's provision. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So I had a really rough couple weeks, like bad day. Like some criticism came my way. My money fears were totally triggered, which tends to really then trigger my shame story. And on top of that, hormones and no sun in St. Louis because it's winter. I mean, like, pick your poison. Like, it was just the perfect storm. And even Chad, my husband, was like, what is it going to take for you to let this go? Like, what is it going to take for you to change this story that you're telling yourself? When he uses my own stuff against me. Ugh. I had a friend a week before that. She goes, stop saying that God will provide. Of course he's going to provide. He always has provided, but he's providing right now, like right now. And so I, of course, like dug a little bit into scripture. And the first thing that came up for me was 2 Corinthians 9:8. So 2 Corinthians in the Life Application Bible, so NLT, says, and God will generously provide all you need. Then you will always have everything you need and plenty left over to share with others. Like, all you need. And so there was this piece of like, I'm so tired. Like, she's right. God will provide. Of course he will. He always is. And that mindset was almost keeping me stuck in that like discontent right now. That difficulty of having peace right now, even though I know he is my peace. And so this, like, I don't like being this person that like is never satisfied. Now that's not to say that we're not always growing and moving forward and seeking and things like that, but this place of discontent. And so I'm in this space of like so much career change, a lot of trust. Lots of things are growing, which is so exciting. And it's also really scary at the same time. And so this space of like, what does this look like? And I'm also very much triggered by a lot of the questions that I get all of the time. Like, I get a lot, like the same questions. What are you doing exactly now? I thought you were a therapist. Like, how are you even making money if you're not seeing clients? Like, and so that is tied for me, even though it's a total huge lie, to my worthiness, to my enoughness. And so like I was really struggling and frustrated with God, like this provision, like when are you going to provide? Like, I'm out here working for you. I'm out here like building this ministry, teaching people your work, allowing people to wrestle with it. And I need you to freaking provide. And meanwhile, he's over there saying, honey, I'm always providing. You just haven't deemed it enough because it's not financial provision. When in actuality, you actually have enough of that too. And I would even, the old stories, that victim mindset so quickly takes a hold, especially when you couple it with shame. And that piece of like when it would get really hard and why am I doing this? Why do I keep doing this? This just feels like it will never work. How long will it take? And then I would get a message from someone about how much my book has helped them, or how much my posts mean to them, or like telling me that I got to keep going, things like that. And there's this element, that lie that took root in me so long ago, that I'm alone, I have to do this by myself, that God is not loving, all lies. Shifts that into this, God keeps you on the hook. Like, he knows you're about done and you got to throw in the towel. Like, you just got to go back to seeing clients and give up on this work because it's getting too hard. And so he's going to make sure that someone sends you a message and keeps you on the hook. Annie Downs talks about this in her book, Remember God, and I just love that book. Here's the deal. It's not God keeping us on the hook, because that's not his character. That's a whole other video. It is encouragement from others to keep going more than that, though, it is my choice of how I receive that love. Am I going to receive that love as evidence that God is not who he says he is? That he isn't faithful? That he isn't providing? That he doesn't love me? Am I going to use it as evidence that I am a victim? Or am I going to use it as evidence as this is working? That it is that provision right there in that moment, that's all that I need. Because give us this day our daily bread. I started saying the Lord's Prayer whenever I feel angst. Like whenever I feel emotionally hooked, I'm saying the Lord's Prayer, because if you really listen to the Lord's Prayer, you will hear all the components. You'll hear surrender, you'll hear provision, you'll hear forgiveness, you'll hear abundance, like you'll hear all of it, his will. And so like, give us this day our daily bread. He provides every day what we need, just enough, just like he did to the Israelites, just enough manna, just enough. What that then led me to was Psalm 81:10, where it actually talks about that a little bit. And it says, open your mouth, I will fill it. God is always providing. Right now, give us this day our daily bread. It is enough. And he will always provide even more. I mean, look at Job. God gives more than he allows to be taken away. So I guess, like, all of this to say, like, I'm tired of saying I'm in a waiting season, and then it shifted to I'm in a training season. This is training. This is training for what God has in store for me, for all the people that he's lining up to come to my business, to be in my ministry, things like that. He's lining up all those people. Like, this is a training season for that. I don't know. I lack nothing. He is my peace. Open your mouth, I will fill it. Give us this day our daily bread. To have the knowing, the trust, the awe, the content, the peace. To lean into that right now, even when it's not exactly as I think it needs to be. That's where the magic lies. It's the and. Like, even if it's not exactly where I want it to be, I can trust it. I have lived that damn story for so long at this point, and it is not a place to stay stuck or frustrated or to allow the victim mentality to write my story or the shame to write my story. It is a tool to use, that I am in this world that is pretty crazy, and I have a Father who loves me. I have everything that I need right now. I will keep going. His provision is enough. I am enough. So, my challenge today to you is, what if today, rather than saying, well, God will provide, or even, I'm going to challenge you, God has always provided, right now, right this second, he's providing. You have everything you need. What if we sat with that peace? You better have some good coping skills, because it's probably pretty uncomfortable to sit in that place. Well, thank God you have my website and all my videos to help you with that part. So I would love to hear your thoughts, as always. Thank you for your grace and your patience, as there hasn't been much video for me lately, and that's just, it's because I've been doing a ton of interviews on the book and with podcasts, and changing up the way I share on social media, and so my words are being used elsewhere, and I'm working on the next book, which is the top priority at this point. So there's only so much time and so many words. So thank you for your grace on that. And I love that you're here, and I would love to hear where you're at with this concept, or if you have any feedback. So make sure to subscribe, like the video, make sure to follow me on LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook, because I always share different content over there. Sign up for my newsletter. You get a free 10-day devotional when you do that. And make sure you check out the website, JustineFroelker.com, for my upcoming speaking engagements, workshops, and retreats, and a huge list of resources. So thanks for being here. I really appreciate it.